Well, let's get the show on the road.
Yes.
Welcome back to The Loft, Anmar.
Thank you, guys. I'm so excited to be here.
Girl.
I saw you walk in and Anmar immediately got excited just at the sight of your hair. It told me that good things are coming our way.
Thank you so much.
We know that obviously you've been on TV so many times. We have seen you, I've watched so many of your beautiful masterpieces. Where did it all begin for you?
You know what? I think baking for us as South Africans, no matter what culture we come from, baking is in us. And I grew up in a situation where my parents managed a hotel. So for me, there was nothing else after school. I got off the bus and I was straight to the hotel chef and begging him to bake a cake every day. And I can still remember that cake. It was hideous. It was dry, terrible, but I loved it so much. And I grew up at my grandmother's baking table. You know, she was a baker, my mom is a baker. And yeah, it's just been part of my life. And it was never a question what I was going to do.
When it comes to now the cookbook, cake it till you make it. I kind of like it. Tell us all about it.
Thank you. Yeah, the title, Cake It Till You Make It, very much comes down to everything in life. To perfect something takes hard work and dedication, and baking to the level that we bake in the bakery, doing 4 or 5 wedding cakes a week, birthday cakes, everything else, it takes time, it takes dedication, and that's very much the book. It's from the start, how to bake, what you need, straight through to decorating over the top type of cakes.
But you've been so determined, Anmar. I mean, I've seen your journey so many times, and when I've heard you speak about it on the radio, even on interviews, it's quite something. That you were trained formally as a chef, and then you find yourself now being a full-time baker. You do it with so much flair, and you are sophisticated in every way.
Comments like that means a lot, because it has been, it's a very competitive industry.
Of course.
You know, a lot of people bake these days. So to do something, you need to do something that makes you stand out. And for me, luckily, it's not, you know, it's my personality and
it's
the
your
color
hair,
and things. You know, it's who I am. So it was very important for me to showcase who I am. And I think when people open the book, it's very prominent who I am and what I am about, which is color, bright, fun, and yeah, I'm very proud of the result.
Anmar, it says here that you are funky, that you are quirky, and you know those things are true about you. And we've seen many different books that come through with a sort of similar style, you know, quirky and funky and interesting and colorful and all of that. But yours certainly is a cut above the rest. How have you managed to do that?
I think for me, my aim was to really let people know who I am, because at the end of the day, this is what I do. Every recipe I use in the bakery on a daily basis is in this book. This is me and my business in a book. So people can take this and actually use it and achieve something from it. You can use this book and teach yourself and make something of it.
It's an MBA.
It's an MBA.
Yes.
So much so that, you know, in this book, I mean, it's thick, it is heavy, it is meaty, baby. I can only imagine how many recipes you have in here. So I'm going to ask you a tough question.
Yes.
It's kind of like asking a mother who their favorite child is.
Yes.
What is your favorite cake to bake that you cannot resist?
Yeah. So people, if you look at me, you might think it's something over the top, but I love a good old delicious vanilla sponge. Vanilla sponge makes the base.
I saw it somewhere in the center.
Yes, and that is what we're going to do today as well.
I mean, I've already just randomly opened up to a page that says stacking, crumb coating, chilling. I mean, this really is a step-by-step guide.
It is. It's a step-by-step from the start, what you need, where to buy the equipment, my personal shopping guide from where I buy all my equipment, ingredients, that's in the book, even through to my tips on how to deliver a cake safely, because I put 4 or 5 tier wedding cakes in the car and I drive 3 or 4 hours with them. Tips on how to make that survive, where to shop, how to do it. You know, all those little tips and tricks, and I think that's what sets it apart. It's really every single step that I thought and the tips that I know from experience people need to make a success of it.
And you become successful from all of those. You're sharing them with everyone. That is just literally a toolkit to really just stepping in and owning that moment in that way. But, Anmar, I know that baking cakes certainly takes a lot of inspiration. It's not like making chicken every day. You know what I mean? It can't be the same all the time. People have very specific briefs, very specific themes. You must have to draw some inspiration from somewhere. Where do you go for inspiration?
So inspiration for me comes from everywhere. People that order cakes often email me a picture or they send me a screen grab of a photo, but you also get clients that say to me, listen, do what you want. And that's actually more pressure than just giving me a picture saying do something more or less like this. So, because you always want to beat expectations and do something. But people do come to me and say, listen, we know you're funky, we know you do things differently, do what you do.
Brides and brides-to-be, I mean, those must be quite an interesting bunch to deal with, right? How difficult is it?
And some of us are trying to get married, girl. We're trying to get the perfect wedding cake.
You know what? I'm very lucky when it comes to bridal couples. I've never had a big disaster. I've never, I mean, it's quite difficult to explain. I think people choose a baker for their wedding doing extensive research. So they already know from the start they want something like this. All the bakers have a certain style that they're known for. So, they are lovely to deal with. I mean, we do tastings. They come, they pick up a sample box with different flavors of cakes to tell me what they want. And we sit together and we design something. I always try and design something that's unique. I never copy. Like if somebody sends a photo, I refuse to copy somebody else's work.
Unlike
we have to do something to it to make it you and make it unique.
Now, if you are feeling inspired by Chef Anmar Wilding's passion for all things cake,
let's get this masterclass going.